Boyfriend hits on dog, I'm thinking of leaving. So my boyfriend just got a dog and he's about 7 months. He's been trying to train him, which is very little training, and so have I when I have the time, which I barely do because of work and taking care of my kids. All he does is leave the dog outside in our balcony. He feeds him, but I noticed he doesn't walk him or take him to use the bathroom. I come home and there's so much pop on our balcony and I'm the one who has to always clean it up. I've made mention to him that if he isn't going to properly care for the dog, then give him to someone that will. He refuses to do so. Yesterday I came home from work and saw that he punished the dog by hitting him with a can of bug spray repeatedly across the head. I immediately called the animal shelter and mentioned the incident. No one showed. Today I came home, again, he hit the dog across the head with the handle part of a screwdriver. I felt around on his head and there were so many knots. I took the dog and my kids. We're currently at my cousin's house. I also scheduled for a vet appointment early tomorrow. My boyfriend has never hit my kids or me for that matter, but the fact that he do that to a dog makes me really uneasy and want to leave him for good. He's been calling and calling saying he was going to have me arrested for taking his dog. I'm not sure if that's true, but I don't care. It just upsets me how people can do this to dogs and not care. Saying that's how they train their dogs growing up. Dogs are like family to me and I feel as if I failed him. If he's doing that to the dog, imagine what he'll to your kids. Stay far the fuck away. Damn, I thought you meant hit on differently. In both scenarios he is doing very wrong here. Take that dog to the vet ASAP and get the dog's injuries and how the dog received them documented. Tell him to go ahead and call the cops. Animal cruelty is a felony now, so you'll have your statement that he beat the family dog repeatedly as well as the vet records. Is the dog microchipped? If not, have the dog chipped with your information instead of his. Have him arrested for animal abuse. Take pictures of the dog and the knots if they are visible and get a note from the vet about the injuries and I'm glad you left and please never go back. He's an abuser. As a lifelong dog owner, trust me, that is not how you train a dog. That's how you create an aggressive and antisocial dog. This guy shouldn't be a pet owner. I found a long strand of hair. That doesn't belong to me on my husband's fun parts. My husband doesn't seem like the type to cheat, but these last 2 incidents has me convinced otherwise and I can't look at him the same. The first time I came home trying to find some clothes to change into. When I find a pair of black Nike short size XL shoved in my clothes basket. Mind you, I wear a 3XL. I look at him and he looked stuck. Reading his body language he seemed scared. I asked and he said he didn't know whose they were. But I felt in my gut he was lying. I let it slide cause I just figured when my best friend came over to swim she changed left them. So months go on and we're having a good day. I getting ready to initiate round 2 and while getting him excited I pull out a long piece of weave from around his fun part. My heart sank. Mind you, I have locks. I haven't worn weave in months. IDK what to do and that same gut feeling from last time came back. IDK if I can believe him this time. Can somebody PLZ explain how it's possible to get hair around a guy's fun parts without a head being there? I get my wife's hair there at times. I think it's from her hair getting into the laundry and then attaching to my underwear. If that hair is similar to the weave you had before, it isn't a red flag in my opinion. The shorts is weird, especially with his reaction. The shorts are strange. They were in your dirty laundry? I'd check in with your friend if you still have them. The hair really does cling onto things and seems to never go away, especially if it attached itself to the inside of his underwear and he rarely wears that pair. I'm not saying he's not cheating, I don't know. But I don't think you have enough evidence to say he is. What you can do, however, is talk with him about the relationship as a whole. My guess is there are other things that have you feeling unappreciated, or ignored. Bring up those feelings and see where that discussion takes you. Good luck, friend. I broke up with my boyfriend and now his best friend is hitting on me. Should I tell him? Some context. I, 23F, dated my ex-boyfriend, 24M, for 3.5 years. He had some trust issues from being cheated by his first girlfriend, but we always communicated and I did my best to earn his trust. But the past 6 months he changed radically. He went from being a carefree person to being extremely jealous. He didn't like me talking with my male friends, whom I know since I was a kid. He didn't like me going out with my friends. He went through my phone with my permission. He felt jealous towards my male coworkers and even implied I should have blocked them all. He went from being supportive and understanding to criticizing every decision that didn't involve him. I hit rock bottom when he started accusing me of cheating and threatened with cheating himself. That same week I broke up with him. I was done trying. I suggested couples therapy, individual therapy, stop going out altogether, and it was never enough. He also had other behaviors that I didn't agree with. The breakup was messy and I still loved him. Low-key I still do. I made the mistake of asking his best friend how he was doing and if he was being properly supported. Especially since I knew he had struggles with depression. My ex-boyfriend's best friend is more like a brother to him. He's an only child and has a bad relationship with his parents, so his best friend is the closest thing to a sibling. His best friend and I talked a few times, but it was always about my ex or about how I was handling the breakup. Then last week he texted me and told me he really needed to talk to me in person. I freaked out thinking something had happened to my ex. Turns out we met and he walked me to a bar, ordered drinks, wouldn't tell me what was going on. Then he started going on how he thought my boyfriend had made a huge mistake and that if we were together, he would never treat me the same way. Basically saying awful things about my ex. And then he kissed me and held me by my wrists when I tried to back away. After realizing I wasn't into it, he apologized, but begged me not to tell my ex. According to him, it was just a drunken silly mistake and it wasn't worth all the drama. I've been going back and forth and I still don't know whether to tell my ex. If I don't tell him, his best friend will just lie to his face. And he said such awful things about my ex that staying silent doesn't sit right with me. But I've wrecked his life too much and his best friend means a lot to him. Maybe he would prefer not knowing. There's also the possibility that he doesn't believe me since I have no proof apart from that message from his best friend telling me to meet ASAP. Would you prefer knowing or not knowing? 'Cause I really don't know what to do. What are the chances the best friend started putting all the cheating ideas in your ex's head? You know, to get you guys to break up and the best friend could shoot his shot and not feel guilty. Just a thought. Held me by my wrists as I tried to back away. Oh God, stay away from this guy. This is the bro equivalent of pointing at the leftover fries on his plate and asking, "You gonna eat that?" Anyone who respected you or wanted a serious relationship would not be moving this fast or forcefully. This is his chance to exploit an opportunity and your vulnerability and score. You can do so much better than this. Also, chances are that your ex already knows. TBH, I would just move on and forget about all of them. When I broke up with my ex, his friends came out of the woodwork. It was embarrassing. I didn't want to further disrupt my ex's life. I don't see any of them, so I left it alone. My girlfriend complains about gaining weight. My 21 male girlfriend, 21 female, gained over 50 kgs, 110 pounds. In the 3 years we've been together, almost every day she complains about being overweight and at least once a week has a full-on meltdown about it. She told me I need to help her lose weight, but when I tried she told me I was controlling her. The weight isn't the issue for me, it's the meltdowns about it and then eating so much food because she doesn't feel full yet. Like she would cry and yell at me for her weight and then I'd make her dinner, but she wouldn't be full, so she'd make herself another dinner and then eat a 1 kilogram tub of chocolate pudding. Now I've started noticing she isn't taking proper care of her hygiene, especially with showering and teeth. I don't want to see her as gross, but I can't help it. Please give me some advice. The hygiene combined with the other issues indicates she might be depressed. Suggest that she talks to a doctor. Also, you are not responsible for her weight or her mental health. The most you can do is support her and model good behavior. Has she been to the doctor? She needs to get some blood work done and make sure everything is in balance. Thyroid issues can be associated with weight gain. If that all checks out, maybe look into therapy or a nutritionist. It sounds like she has an unhealthy relationship with food and unhealthy feelings about herself. Having someone to help her sort through all that would probably help, and she's demonstrated she can't handle you being that person. She's got a food addiction. If she doesn't take action to address it, then she'll eventually die from this. Slowly and painfully. Do you want a front row seat to that tragedy? It sounds heartbreaking. You can't save her, only she can do that.